U.S.-North Korea talks could spell big trouble for Japan. Alsea, the biggest Burger King franchisee in Mexico, has decided to stop its development. World Ocean Summit leaders urge countries to start viewing ocean conservation as a bankable investment. And Xcaret will showcase the best of Ibero-American cinema with the Platino Awards. Hello and welcome to today's edition of Mexico News Network's Breaking News Business. I'm your host, Joseph Garza. Let's move on to the information. Last week, the world was shook by the news that after much friction and threats, the leader of the North Korean regime, Kim Jong-un, had requested a meeting with Donald Trump, and the President of the United States agreed. Japanese officials are scrambling to meet with Trump and U.S. officials to get some clarity about what's going on. Japan's apparent trepidation amid these latest developments is not occurring in a vacuum. The nation is no stranger to the threats posed by North Korea's missile tests, and it has felt the brunt of the regime's provocations. News of the historic talks have blindsided Japan since the Japanese government received no prior warning, and they were bewildered by Trump's quick response. After accepting the offer, Trump called Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe and reassured him that the U.S. would continue to exert maximum pressure on North Korea, a talking point that White House officials touted heavily on Friday in the hours after South Korean leaders announced the Kim Jong-un invite in front of the White House. Officials say that during Trump's call to Japan's Prime Minister, Abe requested a meeting with the U.S. President. Abe told reporters afterward that the U.S. and Japan would be together 100% and that he would meet Trump in April. But that statement did not appear to ease worries for some officials in Japan. One unidentified ruling party lawmaker speculated that North Korea could end up taking advantage of the détente, saying that time was in North Korea's favor. Japanese Foreign Minister Taro Kono is already scheduled to meet with Secretary of State Rex Tillerson in Washington on March 16th to get clarity on U.S. demands for North Korea's denuclearization, according to Japanese public broadcasting company NHK. Moving on, the Mexican company Alsea, franchise operator of the likes of Starbucks and Domino's Pizza, reported that it has decided to stop developing the Burger King brand in Mexico as a master franchisee. In a statement sent to the Mexican Stock Exchange, the company said it will continue operating the 181 establishments that already exist in the country, which makes it the biggest franchisee. However, any new establishment that is intended to open in Mexico will have a different operator. Meanwhile, Alsea and Burger King worldwide are in coordination to achieve a successful transition, defining the services that Alsea will be providing on a temporary basis. The decision was made not to continue with master franchise rights in Mexico with the aim of focusing efforts on the continuous improvement of the 181 Burger King stores that are part of the Alsea portfolio in the country, said Renzo Casillo, CEO of Alsea. The executive added that Alsea will actively continue with its development plans for Burger King in the other countries where the brand operates: Argentina, Chile, Colombia, and Spain. This decision is in line with Alsea's profitable growth strategy, prioritizing our capital investment in the most profitable formats, said Casillo. There are currently 429 Burger King restaurants in Mexico, operated by 17 different franchisees. In other news, the World Ocean Summit took place in Playa del Carmen last week. Global political and economic leaders urged that countries need to start viewing ocean conservation as a bankable investment to attract funding for initiatives to cut pollution and protect industries like fishing. While ocean health is increasingly on the agenda of nations around the world, many are struggling to fund projects to protect seas and oceans. Norway's Prime Minister Erna Solberg said, "If we don't stop the acidification of our oceans, large countries will have economic problems." Rampant overfishing, rising temperatures, and pollution, particularly trillions of pieces of plastic, are degrading oceans that cover 71% of the planet's surface, consist of 97% of the planet's water, and provide food and livelihoods for billions of people. Much of the capital needed would have to come from the private sector, speakers said, as long-term ocean investment often loses out to immediate demands on government budgets, such as poverty reduction or health care. Making fisheries more sustainable, for example, could ensure higher future returns by boosting production. Participants also cited tourism and renewable energy as industries that could generate returns on investment and conservation. Highlighting the importance of conserving key habitats, Mexico's President Enrique Peña Nieto said 23% of his country's marine and coastal areas are now under protection. In other Mexican news, Xcaret Park in the Riviera Maya, recently recognized for the third consecutive year as Best Aquatic Park in the World and Best International Theme Park, will host the 5th edition of the Premios Platino, or Platino Awards, on April 29th, an international event that brings together the best of Ibero-American cinema. During the official announcement, the CEO of Experiencias Xcaret, Marcos Constance Rezco, proclaimed the Platino Awards as a celebration of the creativity and talent of Ibero-American cinema. The event will gather more than 500 celebrities of international stature and 300 media outlets from different parts of the world who will meet at the Gran Tlaxco Theater of Xcaret Park. Mexican actor and comedian Eugenio Derbez will host the awards ceremony. The Platino Awards will be one of the 3 largest media events held in Mexico, with a potential market of 500 million viewers worldwide, and is anticipated to create an economic stream of over $60 million. The Platino Ibero-American Film Awards in just 4 years have become the greatest event of international promotion and support for Ibero-American cinema. The event celebrates the coming together of the Latin film industry, made up of directors, actors, producers, musicians, technicians, and specialized press, with the intention of promoting Mexican, Spanish, Central, and South American cinema. And finally, let's look at the markets. The Mexican peso increased 0.34% to 18.6641 from 18.6010 in the previous trading session. On the other hand, the IPC Mexico increased 0.66% to 48,556 from 48,240 in the previous trading session. This was all for today. Thank you for staying with us. I'm Joseph Garza. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, and log on to MexicoNewsNetwork.com for more information on Mexico and the world. See you next time.